Hello, and thank you for coming back for another episode of Indie Impressions. This is Nick here, and I'm going to show you today one of my all-time favorites of the twin-stick shooter variety, Everyday Shooter, a Queasy game by Johnathan Mak. Now this game has a lot going on with it. There's a lot to it actually, even though it comes across rather humble at first glance. And I think the best way to get into it is just to show you the course of play from when someone would just start the game brand new, which, to my chagrin, unfortunately, I'm doing involuntarily. I don't know what happened to my save, it just sort of is gone now. So we're going to pretend that I've never played this before, and I'll show you the first impressions of some later impressions, I guess. So this game is beautifully based off of sound and visuals that are designed by this very loving handcrafting artist who actually lent his talent to, in addition to creating this game, also wrote all of the music, which really drives how this progress goes. Your little ship here in the middle, you're going to spend your time in each level trying to figure out what the best way to get a high score is. And the reason you're going to do that is, much like in Really Big Sky, you're going to be able to spend your little, whatever you call them, point things here on power-ups for your ship that'll make you have an easier time next time. And also, very importantly, you'll actually get an opportunity to unlock the levels that you play in sequence for single play, which means you can practice them, and means you can figure out the best strategies for how to progress through each sequence. Now this level, if you can't tell already, plays very much like the game Every Extend Extra, where you're trying to set off chain reactions of bombs. And as the music progresses, you'll actually notice the amount of ships that you're firing on actually increases as well. And I wouldn't say chaos, but the level of what's going on actually is directly affected by the music. And that goes for every level. So you'll see those, I don't know how you describe them, but like beige-colored boxes with arms coming out. Sort of reminds me a little bit of the squid from Minecraft. Those guys are your bombs, and you want to make sure that you can get as many of these enemy ships in the range of those bombs to hopefully cause a chain reaction, but get as many as possible in there. So if you can get one of these, you can actually shoot into the bomb radius, and stuff like this will happen, and now I can go through and try and collect as many of these as possible before they disappear, because they are only on screen for a limited time. And you've probably noticed the bar on the bottom of the screen that's actually measuring how far into the song we are. And you only get a handful of lives to start, but as you accumulate more and more currency, you will be able to buy more. And I'm doing okay so far. If I can get to 200 nuggets is what I'm going to call the currency for now. Get to 200 of those, I get another life. And I want to get this bomb into a cluster there. There we go. I can just follow through this path, and it looks like I did get an extra life, another life at 600 now. And you'll see some of the enemies have health bars, so you need to be aware of that. They're not all going to die in one hit. And this is the prime time for when I should be causing really nice chain reactions, but unfortunately I'm not doing so well. So as I compared Really Big Sky to Geometry Wars quite a bit, I think that a comparison between this game and Geometry Wars is actually much more apt. They both do have some things in common with it, but I think this game, being that it's in a constrained sort of arena, and enemies are coming out after you instead of you're kind of after the enemies, I think that really feels more like that. And we're dealing with true 360 degrees, so we've actually finished the first level, and without missing a beat, we're going on to the second one. This was actually one of my favorites because of the really organic style of the art to this one, and also the soundtrack for this level was definitely nice too. How about I'll stop talking for a couple minutes and you can actually hear some of the music, and you can also try and figure out what I'm trying to do in this level to progress, because it's not like the first level at all, which is why this game is awesome, because I think there's about 8 levels, each one has a totally different strategy. But I'll be quiet for a minute now. Have you figured it out yet? I'm doing a really poor job of it, but the idea is these orange nodes will appear, and I need to get rid of those as soon as possible. And the larger they are, the more points I get out of them, and they'll actually kill all of the nodes they're attached to when I take out the big one. And now there's going to be homing lasers, and that one just blew me up. Alright, so we've progressed past the orange nodes phase into yellow nodes, and thankfully they all got taken out that time. To tell you the truth, I can't remember exactly what I'm doing in all of this, but I do remember that there are nodes that need to go. And I forgot what the significance of them being orange or yellow is. But I know that I can't get shot with these lasers. That's very important. And we're nearing the end of the second level now. And this is where you usually want to get another big combo if possible. Oh crap, that was really close. If I can take out this giant node here without getting shot, I'll be in good shape. But they're really after me. Yikes. Alright, I think I made it. Now I just need to kill this node before it kills me. Crap. Oh, I got it. Barely. Yeah, you can grab a couple more nodes after everything turns off, but not many. Alright, here's another really interesting level. This one's got some sort of... I don't know what to call them, but they remind me of, like, Japanese-style, like, Neo-Tokyo robot guys coming out of eyeballs. And this is brilliantly abstract, and if you can't tell, the flashing ones are the ones I need to take out for chain combos in this one. And then the eye will open up and attract more eyes, and then I need to run for my life for a while until things settle back down again. See, now if you can wail on the big eye in the center, it'll actually shrink, and when it's invincible, when it's closed, it grows. So ideally, if you're really good at this, you can actually shrink the eyeball to the extent that it will actually die. I used to be able to do that consistently. I'm not sure if I'll be able to now. I mean, seeing as it's been several years since I've played this, and this is my first time back to it. But definitely glad to be back. This game is freaking awesome. I love how sort of random everything is, and it's just... The fact that you have to sort of put together the systems by which you figure out each level, it's like a totally different style of gameplay for a twin-stick shooter. It's almost like 8 little mini-games in one. And then when you add on the collecting currency thing... Oops, crap, I just walked right into that one. But when you add on the collecting currency thing, that really gives you a driving motivation to keep at this. Oh, I'm making some decent progress on him. The little guys are after me, though. Come on, come on. Yep, and when he gets small enough, he'll actually start shooting out currency. Unfortunately, though, I wasn't able to take him out completely. Now I've got to fight the waves of them coming back in. There we go. The flashing ones will cause them all to burst. And as long as you can keep hitting the flashing ones, you should be in good shape. Now, I would want to be collecting all of these, but I'm also trying to shoot this guy at the same time. And they have sort of a homing property, like they'll come in and suck into your ship a little bit, but not much. Alright, this would be... Oh crap, really close. Another great time for me to take out the eye if possible. Come on. Or can I even kill the eye yet? Maybe it's only at the end you can? Well, all I know is I need to take out the flashing guys super fast on this one, because there's one in every wave, and that stops them from powering up all those other eyes now, in the last phase of this level. And now I should be able to kill each one of these eyes individually. Oh, they all have life bars, but everything's chasing me. And something to do with this thing. Yeah, I think that'll kill all the ones following me if I'm really good, and can take out the orbs with the radial color thing on it. Definitely a bit chaotic, but in a much more controlled way than a game like Really Big Sky. And especially once you know the systems of how each level works, it's like you really sort of get a feel for it. And things become much more close to second nature then. Where's the flashing guy? Come on. There he is. So I guess I should almost like apologize like to anyone who hasn't played this if I sort of ruined how the progression of the levels go a little bit. I'm sure I'm not going to make it to the end though. I mean, that's taken for granted considering I only have starting level lives. Unless I've gotten outstanding at playing this for some reason, which I doubt. But I'm making a decent amount of nuggets. The Dreamy level. We've got these like flying seagull dudes and suns and clouds. And then there's these little cubes sometimes too, which I think are important. Yeah, I gotta use those to freeze the seagulls in place and turn them into nuggets. This level I always had trouble remembering the pattern for, and there's also, I think, a couple of different ways that this one can progress depending on what you do. Like, I think you can kill these suns if you're really good. Oh, that was bad. But sometimes they get in places where you can't really easily shoot them. So it's like a bit of a timing game. You have to get both of them out by a certain point in the progression of the level before things get more chaotic, and then you won't have a chance at them anymore. Or I can't remember, maybe they just disappear or something. Hopefully I can get one of them at least. Oh, get a box, that would be useful. Can at least freeze these guys out. Oh, I think I passed my time now, and now we get boxes and airplanes to hunt. It's the Red Baron! Oh, he got me. Crap. Well, that's how it goes. There's quite a few more levels after this, and they get progressively more and more chaotic. And also very interesting. So, I've unlocked some stuff. Let's see, Shuffle Mode, which is going to let me play the levels out of order, I think. I've got a contrast effect. That's another fun thing. You unlock these little like modular filters that let you mess with the visuals of the game, as if it wasn't trippy enough, right? And all the currency that I got from picking up those nuggets, 1,581 of which I get to keep. And I can spend those on power-ups in the extras menu. Like, if I want, I can spend 1,000 of those nuggets on an extra starting life right at the beginning. So I've unlocked the ability to buy Shuffle Mode, I don't actually have it yet. And there's a bunch of effects, and then you get to buy... Wow, there's a lot of effects, actually. Then you get to buy all the individual levels, which cost more and more as you go up. And you can see their names there. And don't worry, I'm not spoiling anything, you can see these right from the beginning. I think I've made it to the end, but I don't know that I've ever actually beaten the last level. But where I was in the game before I got rid of my save for whatever reason, I was actually poised to, I think, unlock the last level for single mode play. I think I had to earn more points or something. So that is, in a nutshell, what Everyday Shooter is. It's a game you can keep coming back to for a really long time, keep appreciating, and keep finding new things to like about it. I mean, it may not be procedurally generated like some of the other stuff out there, but it's kind of close. And it's really pretty to look at, and it has lovely music. And it's the type of game you'll definitely want to play in full screen and just sort of take in everything that's going on. Not to mention having more room on your screen to navigate is helpful as well. And I highly recommend a 360 controller for this, as with any twin-stick shooter or dexterity-based game that I tend to play on PC. Or if not a 360 controller, whatever you got, something with analog sticks, that'll do. So why don't I buy an extra life just 'cause I'm gonna need it. And I think that'll about do us for Everyday Shooter, a Queasy game by Johnathan Mak. So thanks very much for watching, and make sure you check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/indieimpressions, and I will see you tomorrow with another episode. Have a great night, guys.